Imagine standing on a waterfront that looks like it was lifted straight from the streets of Amsterdam, yet the water beside you is the most brilliant shade of turquoise you have ever seen in your life. The air is warm, the sky is endless, and somewhere just beneath those glittering Caribbean waves, sea turtles are gliding through coral gardens untouched by time. What if there is a place in the Caribbean where Europe never really left? Not a theme park version of Europe, not a resort designed to imitate it, but a living, breathing island where centuries of Dutch history, Caribbean soul, and Latin American energy have fused into something the world has no other name for. That place is real. That place is Curaçao. And once you see it, nowhere else quite compares. Imagine strolling down streets that look like they were lifted straight from Amsterdam. Pastel yellows, soft corals, and ocean blues lining every building. And then, just minutes later, slipping beneath warm turquoise water to swim alongside ancient sea turtles. That contrast is not a fantasy. It is simply Tuesday in Curaçao. This is a place where Dutch gabled architecture and Caribbean coral reefs are not competing with each other. They are neighbors, where centuries of European history and the raw, unhurried beauty of the tropics have quietly learned to coexist. For a long time, Curaçao remained one of the Caribbean's most genuinely kept secrets, known mostly to divers and Dutch travelers. But that is beginning to change. More explorers are finding their way here, and once they arrive, most cannot believe they waited this long. Welcome to one of the world's most extraordinary islands. To understand what makes Curaçao so extraordinary, you first need to know exactly where it sits on the map. Located just 40 miles north of Venezuela, Curaçao forms part of what geographers call the ABC Islands, alongside Aruba and Bonaire. Geographically, this places the island firmly within the South American sphere, close enough to see the Venezuelan coastline on a clear day. Yet politically, Curaçao belongs to the Kingdom of the Netherlands, operating as an autonomous country within that kingdom. This single geographical fact creates one of the most fascinating tensions you will find anywhere in the world. Here is an island bathed in Caribbean sunshine, surrounded by tropical waters, sitting practically on top of South America, yet governed under a European kingdom thousands of miles away across the Atlantic Ocean. That tension between tropical location and deep European roots is not just a political footnote. It is the very soul of everything Curaçao has become. So what does Dutch governance actually look like in everyday life? Curaçao operates under Dutch law, follows a Dutch-influenced education system, and maintains institutional structures deeply rooted in European governance. Children grow up learning in schools shaped by Dutch curriculum standards, and the legal framework mirrors that of the Netherlands itself. But perhaps the most fascinating expression of this identity is the island's linguistic landscape. Walk through any neighborhood and you will hear 4 languages woven into a single conversation. Dutch, English, Spanish, and the local Creole language Papiamentu are all spoken daily, sometimes within the same sentence. And here is something that makes Curaçao even more appealing as a destination. The island sits entirely outside the hurricane belt. That means warm, sunny weather is reliable throughout the entire year, with temperatures averaging a comfortable 28 degrees Celsius. This is a place that truly never closes. To truly understand Willemstad, it helps to first picture the canals of Amsterdam, the quiet brick streets of Delft, and the historic facades of Utrecht. Now imagine lifting all of that and placing it directly beside the Caribbean Sea. That is precisely the visual experience waiting for you in Willemstad. When most visitors arrive for the first time and catch their initial glimpse of Handelsgade, the reaction is almost always the same, a moment of genuine disbelief. Standing along the waterfront, you see rows of tall, narrow buildings painted in vivid shades of yellow, orange, coral, and turquoise. The gabled rooftops and symmetrical windows are unmistakably Dutch in their design and proportion, yet surrounding them are swaying palm trees, warm tropical air, and water so brilliantly blue it barely looks real. It is a collision of worlds that simply should not work, and yet somehow it works perfectly. Willemstad's architectural beauty is not just visually striking, it is officially recognized. The city holds UNESCO World Heritage status, awarded for its remarkably well-preserved colonial buildings that have survived centuries largely intact. Walking through its streets feels less like sightseeing and more like stepping directly into living history. At the heart of Willemstad sits one of the Caribbean's most beloved landmarks, the Queen Emma Bridge. Locals affectionately call her the Swinging Old Lady, and the nickname could not be more fitting. This extraordinary floating pontoon bridge stretches across St. Anna Bay, connecting the Punda and Otrobanda districts. Several times each day, the entire bridge slowly pivots open, swinging gracefully across the water to allow large ships to pass through the harbour. Pedestrians wait patiently on either side, watching this gentle mechanical ballet unfold. It is unhurried, almost theatrical, and completely unlike anything else you will find anywhere in the Caribbean. Now, leaving the city behind, we arrive at one of Curaçao's greatest treasures, its coastline. With more than 35 beaches scattered across the island, every stretch of shore offers something completely different. Playa Kenepa greets you with a dramatic clifftop viewpoint that makes the turquoise water below look almost unreal. Cas Abao draws snorkelers with its calm, crystal-clear shallows perfect for exploring marine life at a relaxed pace. Playa Porto Mari takes things deeper, sitting just above impressive offshore coral reefs teeming with colour and life. And then there is Playa Pescado, a small fishing beach where sea turtles glide effortlessly through the water just feet from where you are standing. No boat required, no tour needed. Each of these beaches carries its own personality, its own rhythm, and its own reason to stay just a little longer than planned. What truly separates Curaçao from the more crowded corners of the Caribbean is something you feel the moment you step onto the sand. Many of these beaches remain genuinely peaceful, free from the overwhelming crowds that have taken over so many other island destinations. But the real magic begins beneath the surface. Underwater visibility here often exceeds 30 meters, creating conditions that divers and snorkelers dream about. The water is so clear it almost feels unreal, like swimming inside an aquarium designed by nature itself. With over 60 dive sites surrounding the island, there is no shortage of wonder waiting below. Coral gardens stretch across the seafloor in vivid color. Tropical fish weave between ancient formations, and underwater caves invite the truly adventurous to explore deeper. For anyone passionate about the ocean, Curaçao is not simply a good destination, it is a world-class one. Just when you think Curaçao has shown you everything, it reveals one final secret. About 2 hours by boat from the main island lies Klein Curaçao, a tiny, completely uninhabited island that feels like the edge of the world. There are no hotels here, no towns, no roads, no signs of modern life whatsoever. What you will find is endless white sand stretching in every direction, a weathered historic lighthouse standing quietly against the open sky, and an abandoned shipwreck slowly rusting beside the shore, reclaimed by salt and time. Beneath the surface, sea turtles glide effortlessly through water so clear it barely seems real. Nothing here has been arranged for tourists. Nothing has been polished or packaged. Klein Curaçao simply exists, raw and unhurried, the way islands must have looked centuries before the modern world arrived and changed everything. There is a moment that many travelers describe in almost identical terms. You are standing on white sand, surrounded by nothing but open sea, and you realize that no resort, no souvenir shop, no tour bus will ever interrupt this silence. That moment happens on Klein Curaçao, and for countless visitors, it becomes the single most powerful memory of their entire Caribbean journey. In a world where even remote destinations are increasingly shaped by tourism infrastructure, finding somewhere that feels genuinely untouched is rare. Klein Curaçao does not try to impress you with amenities. It simply exists, raw and honest, exactly as nature intended. This is what Curaçao ultimately rewards. Not the traveler who stays close to the familiar, but the one willing to go 2 hours further out to sea, to discover something that cannot be packaged or replicated anywhere else. Beyond the beaches, Curaçao reveals a wilder, more dramatic side that most visitors never take the time to discover. Christoffel National Park is home to Mount Christoffel, the island's highest peak. Early morning hikers who make the climb are rewarded with sweeping panoramic views stretching across the Caribbean Sea in every direction. The silence up there, broken only by wind and birdsong, feels worlds away from the colourful streets of Willemstad. From there, the journey continues to Shete Boka National Park, where the full force of the Atlantic Ocean meets ancient limestone cliffs. Massive waves crash and thunder into rocky bays. Natural sea caves amplify the roaring water into something almost musical. And during nesting season, sea turtles quietly return to these shores, completing a cycle that has continued for thousands of years. And just when you think you have fully understood what Curaçao's nature has to offer, the island reveals one more surprise. Just outside Willemstad, wild flamingos gather in shallow salt lagoons, their vivid pink feathers catching the light against impossibly blue Caribbean skies. There is something almost surreal about watching these elegant birds move through the water in complete silence, entirely undisturbed by the world around them. It is a moment that feels far removed from any typical beach holiday. Curaçao's natural world is not a single experience, but rather a series of layers, each one revealing something unexpected and deeply memorable. From volcanic coastlines and ancient caves to nesting sea turtles and wild flamingos, the island consistently delivers encounters that even the most well-traveled visitors never anticipated finding here. Nature on this island does not simply complement the experience, it defines it. Beyond the beaches and national parks, Curaçao carries a cultural identity unlike anywhere else on Earth. Centuries of African, Dutch, Latin American, and Caribbean influences have blended into something genuinely unique, visible in the music, the architecture, and especially the food. At the heart of local cuisine is keshi yena, a hollowed-out cheese shell packed with richly seasoned meat, slow-cooked until tender and deeply flavorful. Walk through any local market and you will find fresh seafood pulled straight from Caribbean waters, alongside tropical fruits bursting with color and sweetness. And then there is Blue Curaçao, the electric blue liqueur found in cocktail bars across the entire world. What most people never realize is that it originates right here, made from the dried peel of the laraja citrus fruit, a bitter orange grown only on this island, connecting a globally recognized product directly back to its Caribbean roots. As the sun begins its descent, Willemstad undergoes a transformation that feels almost cinematic. The golden hour light catches every pastel facade along the waterfront, turning the already colourful buildings into something that genuinely glows. What was beautiful by day becomes breathtaking by evening. Music drifts out from open doorways. Restaurants fill with laughter and the clinking of glasses. The waterfront promenade comes alive with locals and visitors sharing the same warm, unhurried energy that defines Caribbean evenings. And yet, sitting beneath string lights with a cold drink in hand, watching boats drift through the harbour, there is something unmistakably European about the atmosphere. The cafe culture, the architecture, the rhythm of the evening all feel borrowed from Amsterdam or Lisbon, yet filtered through something warmer, something looser, something distinctly Caribbean. This is Curaçao at its most magnetic, a place where two worlds do not compete but simply coexist beautifully. So, is Curaçao a Caribbean island, or is it a piece of Europe surrounded by tropical seas? The honest answer is that it is genuinely, beautifully both. And that is exactly what makes it unlike anywhere else on Earth. It does not try to imitate Amsterdam. It does not try to imitate Barbados or St. Lucia. It simply exists as itself, a seamlessly blended identity shaped by centuries of history, culture, nature, and human connection. From the colourful streets of Willemstad to the untouched silence of Klein Curaçao, from flamingos in salt lagoons to coral gardens 30 meters below the surface, this island rewards every kind of traveller. If Curacao has earned a place on your bucket list after watching this, drop it in the comments below. Share this video with someone who needs to see it, and subscribe because the next hidden paradise is already waiting for you.